Madaki, it's Ryman LeBeau, chairman for the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe. And I'm here today at KIPI Radio to do our monthly chairman's report to the Oyate. So we had our December council session. Well, before I get into the reports, I do want to say good luck to all of our Lakota Nation Invitational participants, athletes, everyone going out there, all the families. We want to say good luck to the teams and safe travels to all the families, relatives that are headed out there to support our young people, the young Oyate, in their efforts to bring home the grand prizes, the championships. So we are happy. The kids are making it out there, whether it be for basketball or Lakota language or hand games or, all the wrestling. So there's so many different activities these days at the LNI. We wish everyone good luck, all the teams, good sportsmanship, bring us back the championships. So with that, we also want to mention there's, of course it's beautiful out today. However, it's going to get cold again. So let's be prepared for that. Traveling on these roads, be careful. Take your time. You know how it is traveling in South Dakota on Cheyenne River when it's cold out. It's going to ice. The roads are likely going to be icy, snow packed. So those are all the things we got to be careful of. And with that, also check your propane tanks. It does get cold. Be sure to check the elders' propane tanks as well. We all got to help each other out. Out here at Cheyenne River, that's what we do, help each other out. So with that, we did have our December council session. We every session we usually start with the secretary's report, and then she had seats to be filled, vacant school board seats, Credco board seats. First one was the Teoshotopa school board that. Looks like there was an advertisement for 2 weeks to be filled. The other seats was the Credco board. There was 2 applicants, so those are filled. Those are full board now. The other board was Telephone Authority board. All the positions were filled, advertised, and council did the selections for each of the districts. Looks like it was District 4, 6, and 2 that needed positions filled. And then we went on to the executive resolutions. The executive resolutions are approved by the executive committee. So myself as the chairman, the treasurer, and the secretary, we come together and approve resolutions that the committees need help passing. They might have a contract or a grant or something needs action on right away. So they'll request an executive resolution, and that process goes to the secretary, and she prepares the papers and ensures that all the information is correct and accurate, and all the requirements are met for the executive resolution to proceed. So we had three executive resolutions. The main one here was with the USDA Forest Service. We got a grant to do co-management in the Black Hills, the Forest Service, and with that agreement, we were able to get the grant money. We are hiring a contractor to help us set up the policies for the program. We want to see, in the long run, we want to see our people back out there, back on Hesapa, doing the work, maintaining the forest, making the improvements, doing all the forestry management work that needs to be done. So that's the main goal. And then this contract help us with a consultant, and they'll help us get this program set up. So we're shooting for spring to get people hired on and get people working out there back in the Black Hills Forest. And we're also going to do some cultural surveys throughout the areas that we're going to be in to understand more what the history was and what is actually out there as far as plants, animals, any cultural sites. So we'll do all that work with this grant. So yeah, that's that was the executive resolution that was passed there. There's a couple more. One was for some council reps to go on travel, and then another one was for the WIC contract for the nutritionist. So we're going on. We had the district minutes. One of the motions that pop out is the motion here to have all the council representatives drug screen and to make the results public. So as if previously the council voted to, this was, I think it was last month, council voted to do drug tests. And so we all did the drug test. And so fast forward today, now the district wants us to do another drug test and to make this one public. So this one passed the council. So we'll have to get that set up and get those results when they take their tests. So that was one of the ones that I wanted to highlight for the districts. So we went on to the budget committee. They approved, and this past council as well was to approve of $15,000 to be shared to those requesting funding for the Wounded Knee events. So as you know, we have the Wounded Knee Riders, and we thank them for their commitment and dedication and commemorating our relatives that passed back in 1890. They're retracing the pathway of our ancestors. So we get requests for gas, for food, there's different groups. So they all can share the funds. There's also, there's also runners. We get the runners that run from Wounded Knee back to Takini. So yeah, there's different events like that. And there's relatives that go down to support the Wounded Knee memorial. So that was good that the council approved that one. And speaking of Wounded Knee, there's the Wounded Knee memorial and sacred sites bill that was approved by the United States Congress, by the House, and lately by the Senate. And we've been waiting on the Senate for over a year now. This is going on the second year, I think. So that's good news. They've passed that. And what that does, it takes the 40 acres that the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe and the Oglala Sioux Tribe had purchased years ago, maybe like 4 years ago. And the land is 40 acres. It's known as the Killing Field, right next to the burial site. And that 40 acres was lost during the allotment era, and now it went up for sale. So the two tribes chipped in and purchased it, and then instead of putting it into trust, that's like giving the land to the United States, saying, hold this for us. That's basically what trust is. And instead of doing that, because this is sacred site, this is where our people had passed on, and it was, instead of giving our land to the United States, this sacred site, Wounded Knee, we said, why don't we put it into restricted fee status? Restricted fee status is pretty much similar to trust. There's no taxation by the state. There's so it's protected, and it'll protect the land forever. And best yet, it'll remain in the name of the tribe. So it'll remain in the name of the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe and the Oglala Sioux Tribe, not the United States. So that was passed, and that bill was passed, and it's headed to the president's desk for his signing, and it'll become law. So we're planning on doing an event with the senators, with our congressmen, at Wounded Knee at some time. I don't know if it'll be the day of or if it'll be day before, day after. We're still working on that. So we're kind of waiting for the president to sign this bill into law, and then we'll have the event. So that was a little update I wanted to share with you. That was something we've been waiting on, something myself as chairman advocated for. I gave testimony to the House and to the Senate, and so did President Starr comes out, the Oglala Sioux Tribe president. He did testimony as well at the same time. So something we've been pushing for. So that was the update on Wounded Knee Memorial Sacred Sites Bill. So there's back to the council report. The Holokota Committee passed a action here to do in the morning. Lakota Wochek blessing and smudging in all reservations, schools, and programs. So this is says pending resolution. So that just means the resolution wasn't ready at the time of the council, and then they'll have to draft the resolution. And so yeah, that's a good one. We can get this one to the schools, and they can do the prayers and smudging for our children that are attending their school. So I know they did that previously at the Shining Butte school, maybe 10 years ago or so. They were doing that. So yeah, we'll bring that one back and get that going again. Let's see, this is the Claims and Legislation Committee. We had the vacant houses to be boarded up, or the vacant trailer houses to be hauled to the dumps for disposal of. So this is I just wanted to share this one because, sometimes when we start taking actions, some might say, hey, that's my place, that's my house, or why are you taking it to the dumps? So I just wanted to give heads up, council approved this action, and we're going to begin to carry it out for the council. So yes, and then we go on. So we had the Cannabis Control Corporation Board report. The board has some autonomy. They have some separation, and they can take actions and able to carry out their own actions with their corporate charter. So, however, this one is regarding the marijuana and the regulations and the testing. So we wanted the council to also approve it, just to give it that clarity, and that all the parties, all the law and legislators have this awareness, and that we approve the regulations. And this was kind of one of the bigger steps that was remaining in legalizing the cannabis, and because you got to have regulations to go by. You have the law, and then under the law you have the regulations that are more detailed in nature, and they'll spell out what to do and how to regulate certain issues that may come up. So that was a good one. We had a resolution, and so the action here, it says to approve the Cannabis Control Corporation regulations and hemp and marijuana laboratory testing regulations pending resolution. It's approved. So you see resolution number 398, 2025 CR. And then all the other resolution is 399, 2025 CR. So with that, that was one of the bigger steps we've been waiting on. The board, the attorneys, the consultant, the director, and so they were hard at work in developing the regulations, and so this clears the way for future. The next step, which would be the licensing, I believe, is the next step, if I'm not mistaken. And the cannabis control director is Summer Fredehawk. She's doing a great job. So she got this approved through council, and provides us regulations to go by going forward. And it also takes us to the next step, which would be the licensing. And you'll need a license to sell, to grow. You'll need a license to make products of cannabis. So those are that's the update with the cannabis, and it also sets up and improves the laboratory testing regulations as well. So when you grow marijuana, to my understanding, you gotta be able to test it and regulate how much THC is in a plant, is in a product. So with the testing, we achieve that, and that's the update with the marijuana. The board also took some actions. The Cannabis Control Board, those are more in-house actions. Like I said, they have the separation. They're able to approve actions, and one of their actions I noticed was the purchase of the old Black Hills Federal Credit Union, that single wide trailer house over there. So the tribe purchased it for that use of the cannabis control, and the board took action to renovate the building and get it ready to sell cannabis out of that trailer house. And so we're making covering our ground, making progress on cannabis. The other action that council took was they approved the resolution to create a cannabis corporation specifically to sell the product. So right now we have the Cannabis Control Board, and then we create another corporation to sell the products. So that's another update that we had. For council, we didn't have a whole lot of minutes. We heard all our district minutes. We heard all our committee minutes. We heard the reports from the legal department. We did bring a tribal member home, and who was previously banished, and he met all of the requirements to return to the reservation. I think he was banished back in 2018, and he was able to recuperate himself. He was able to attend treatment and get certificates, and the council recently lifted his banishment. So it's really really good to hear tribal members making a difference of themselves, improving themselves, and going through that healing process and becoming basically back to who they are, because a lot of times addiction and takes the life kind of sideways and to a place that they're unfamiliar with, and sometimes they just lose themselves and in the addiction to whether it's drugs, alcohol, meth, pills. But yeah, we're happy that and his name is David Little Wounded. We're happy to see him return. We welcome him back, and we're thankful to the Creator for helping him, having pity on him, and we wanted to share that good news with the people. So we welcome you back, Mr. Little Wounded, and we're glad to have you back. Wopletonka. So with that, I'm going to go into some other updates. We have the CRST Employee Appreciation Dinner next Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025, 12 p.m. at the CEBBIE School Cafeteria. And we have, let's see, speaking of the employees, we had a director training. We hosted the Native Nations Institute, and they came out here to Cheyenne River for a 2-day training session. The first day was with the council, and we did the training. It really helped us and identify and prioritize, a lot of the issues that we've been working on. And the second day was with the council members and the directors. And we didn't get a good turnout with council members, but the directors, most of the directors all showed up and had a good session. And with leadership, there's always room for improvement. So this trainings like these will provide that ability to make those improvements in our leadership. So we're thankful for the Native Nations Institute. Joan Tamichi is her name. That she said this was probably one of her last trainings. She did trainings with councils throughout Indian country for, I think it was 30 years. So very experienced person that we had out here giving us this training, and they'll do a report back, and they'll have a report back to us in the areas that we need to address to push our tribe forward, to make the people's lives better. So that was the updates on the training session we had. And as you're aware, previously, and we're continuing to work on the strategic planning for behavior health. We want to revise the entire program to make it better and more accessible, and to ensure that we have all the providers on that are needed to help provide healing for our people that are going through mental health illnesses. And we wanted the program to reflect what the people want. And so we've had the outreach to the communities. We had good turnout. The people showed up to these meetings, and we thank you for showing up and giving your input. So we're happy to continue working on this, and we should. I think we just have a couple more meetings, and they're more so they're kind of internal. They wanted a small group of 5 to 7 people, like elders and community members, people that know, kind of have an idea of what's going on on Cheyenne River. So we're putting that group together, and then we're also there'll also be a session with leadership and with directors to kind of finish up the strategic planning, and then we'll go into revising the policies and making sure that the program fits who we are as Lakota people, and it culturally relevant to our traditions and our beliefs. So that's an ongoing project, and we're continuing with that. And I have another when it comes to the personnel policy, which is very outdated. I was told that was from the 1970s, our tribe's personnel policy. So we brought on a group called Baker Tilly, and they will help us revise, update all the personnel policies of the tribe. And this is an ongoing event. We are continuing to work with them as they make our way through the entire policy, to update it, to revise it, to make it better, so it makes more sense, and it works for us as who we are as Lakota people. So that's another update, using a consultant group to help develop new policies that fit today's standards. That was 1970s. We're in 2025, so we're 50 years later, just about. So so we're going to make those changes, and working with the committees and council, getting those updates. So that's an ongoing project that we've been working on. So another one that's happening now basically is we have the health and wellness centers that we want to put up, one here in Eagle Butte. We want one in Red Scaffold, Cherry Creek, La Plante, and Whitehorse. So health and wellness centers are basically like a recreation center. We call it health and wellness center though, because that's like the key word, and keeping a focus on health and wellness. And so to build these, we're gonna be doing a survey. We're gonna ask the people to respond to the survey. And the survey will ask about culture, and it'll ask about kind of activities do you want to see happen in our health and wellness center. So of course we want to see, basketball courts. We want to see weight rooms. We want to see fitness rooms. We want to see exercise rooms. We want to see aquatics. We want to see the pools, the water slides, the lazy river. We want a walking, running track included. Things like that. So there will be a survey coming out, and we want everyone to respond to that survey, fill it out, because it gives the contractor, and they're called EAPC, and it gives them a better idea of what we want as a people in our health and wellness center. And we want it to be holistic. We want it to be culturally relevant. We want it to reflect who we are as Lakota people. So with that, we can include cultural elements. We can include, the areas that elders might need. So yeah, we're working on that one, and we want to see everyone respond to the survey, get as much information as possible. We know it's kind of a hard thing to do when you have children and grandchildren that are playing basketball, playing volleyball, wrestling, that are into cross country, into running, track. And sometimes in the wintertime, there's no place to do that really, because all the gyms are taken. And with the Health and Wellness Center, that would free up a lot of space for our people, for our children, for our elders, for our people to work out and exercise. We want to prevent all the illnesses that are currently turns fatal on us. And, a lot of those illnesses can be prevented if we have access to a health and wellness center. So that's the goal that we want to see. Hope everyone can respond to the survey. So that should be coming out probably later this week. So that's happy to share that one with you all. Let's see, what else do we got? I talked about the Wounded Knee bill, and this is an ongoing one too with the law enforcement. We want to increase the dollar amounts that we receive from BIA, Office of Justice. They give us, only so much to put 3 officers on per shift to cover the whole reservation, the size of Connecticut. And we're just not able to do that with 3 officers. So we need to increase these dollar amounts. And there's been some progress. There's been some progress in the House side, advocating and pushing our legislators in Washington, D.C. to make available more funds. So this past one, of course, it's expired now, but the past one, the House approved so much more millions of increases in law enforcement funding for BIA. Of course, ours is contracted, so that would come to us. And there's about 180 tribes that either have BIA as their law enforcement, or they have, a contracted program like us. So of those 180 programs have to share whatever Congress approves. So going forward, we're going to continue to work on that one. And our Senator Rounds, he wanted us to get more support from some of these organizations, like the Great Plains Tribal Chairmen's Association. He asked for a resolution there. He asked for a resolution of support from the National Congress of American Indians, and we just attended that one up in Seattle. And actually we got reelected as the Great Plains representative, myself, and then the alternate is Chairman Renville to represent the Great Plains. So that was good. And these are the issues that we continue to advocate for, because Congress listens to the National Congress of American Indians. They were founded in 1944. Our tribe was one of the founding fathers of that organization, and their whole mantra, their whole goal is to enforce treaties to enhance tribal sovereignty. So that's, in a nutshell, that's what they're slated to do. So yeah, it's good that we have a voice in the National Congress of American Indians, because Congress does listen to them. They've been around for so long. So yeah, when Senator Rounds asked for a resolution from them, so we've been pushing for that resolution. Also from the Coalition of Large Tribes, and we just attended their meeting and we got a resolution through there. So yeah, they want to show that there's more support, broad support, to get this increase done in the Senate. So when it comes time to do the budget again, They'll have all their papers available and ready to go. So that's the advocacy that we've been doing to increase the number of tribal law enforcement officers throughout Cheyenne River. So the other one update I have is with the school, the Cheyenne Eagle Butte School, the new school. We've been approved for $203 million, and it's been in the hands of the BIE, the DFMC, the Department of Facilities, Construction, and Management. And so we've been working with them. We're having several meetings with them about getting that $203 million into a 638 contract for construction. And it sounds like we've made some progress. Our tribal projects had reported back to me. There's they're going to send us some funds to get a contractor on, contract construction manager on, and then from there they'll bid out the project. And the project design is, I think it's at 70% drafted, the design of it. So yeah, it's this ongoing process working with the federal government. They're not the quickest people to get things turned around, but we got to stay on them. So as soon as the government opened up, we were on them. I mentioned I attended the Coalition of Large Tribes recently, and they had the guy out there from the BI, the Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs. He was out there. His name's William Kirkland. And we told him, we need to get this contract done, signed. And we also told them that we need to change the formulas for the law enforcement, change the formula for the roads. As you can see, the roads that we have here on Cheyenne River, all the BIA roads, the gravel roads, road going to Cherry Creek and Blackfoot, they're pretty bad. I told that to the Billy Kirkland. I told him, hey, we probably have the worst roads in Indian Country, the worst BIA gravel roads in Indian Country. They're probably right here at Cheyenne River. Come check them out. Welcome you out to Cheyenne River to see this. So yeah, so those were our messages to the Assistant Secretary. So that's the update on the law enforcement, on the school. We'll stay on them and get our money out of them. And that $203 million, it'll build the 6th grade to the 12th grade. So that'll be phase one once we get that built. And it'll also build so many teacher houses. I think 10 teacher houses or 10 teacher duplexes. And, it'll have everything that we have now. And it'll also have, a football field, a full track. The plans are a football stadium. So we're looking forward to having a football stadium at the new CEB school. Of course, we'll have dorms and we'll have, everything we have at currently. So we're continue to work on them on that one. So we go on here to the hemp. The hemp, of course, we in partnership with Acre, and which is the Agricultural Cheyenne River Enterprise, and the Buffalo Authority. They partnered and they planted and grew 160 acres of hemp, and they harvested that hemp, and they'll take the hemp to the hemp facility, and the hemp facility will send back the panels to build hemp homes. So that's the update with the hemp. It's an ongoing project. We're gonna put up some hemp homes, and they're gonna be for recovery for those that are going through treatment. They go through the treatment process, and when they get done, instead of going back to the situation they were living in, they can go to a hemp recovery home and continue to heal, continue to provide themselves with that healing that they need to be sober, to be healthy. So yeah, so that's our hemp update. The housing, we couple things going on with housing. We have, this is one of our toughest issues we face at Cheyenne River, and this is something that I want to see go to a solution. And the solution is that we need to build our own homes here on Cheyenne River, just like I just stated with the hemp homes, and with but we need a place. So to make that happen, we're looking into building a house building facility, a facility that's big enough to build homes in, perhaps like a factory type of setting, to build the home, to build a house for our people. So that's one of the biggest issues we face here at Cheyenne River, is housing. So I get the calls and I hear it from the people, and I know our housing authority, they're doing what they can with what they have, and they do a good job. But there's more to do. They have a waiting list, over 400 people that come in over the past year and updated their applications that are seeking homes. So there's 400 families out there on Cheyenne River that are going without. They're living with somebody, living with grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, somewhere, which is unfortunate. And our shelters are filling up. So solution time. We need to build our own house building facility and start producing our own homes here on Cheyenne River for ourselves, by us, and we could put our people to work. We've put on the fall labor program, and we advertised that. I think we just put it on Facebook, and there was a big response to it. There's so many calls and people signing up for the program. So we know our people want to work. We know the people want to work. So we still have those that crew on, the fall labor crew, and they're doing a good job. They're out there right now, doing small repairs, putting up lath, shoveling snow. Of course, it's all melting now today, but they're still out there working hard. So we're thankful that they're out there helping the people, helping elders, helping tribal members, making those improvements. So back to the house building facility. We're gonna get with a A&E firm and get a design and get the funding to build it, and we'll start building our own homes right here on Cheyenne River. So I wanted to share that one, and I can keep going on and on. It's 5 minutes to 5 p.m. though. These KIPI DJs are kind of giving me the side eye. So I suppose I better get out of their way here soon. One more update. The Lakota language. We are coming to the point where we really need to get more immersion courses in our schools, and it'll fit really well with we think with the kindergarten, with the first grade, second grade, because our Head Start, they teach them Lakota, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and we want to build on that, and we want to get all of our Lakota language teachers that we currently have. We want to get them out to Sisseton, Tioshpazina School. They have a program there that they're finding success in teaching out there. It's Dakota, teaching Dakota to their kids. So that's the style of immersion that we want to see here at Cheyenne River. We feel that that'll work here. And I went out there, and then I got to see and hear all the kids speaking their own language. It was really inspiring to hear all that. And we want to see it here at Cheyenne River now. So we want to see our teachers get the opportunity. Maybe in January we can find the funds for them to go out to to Sisitin Oyate and then Sistin Wapatin Oyate and see what they're all doing out there. And that's the type of Lakota language, Dakota language we want to see happen for our own Wakapa, Washte, Oyanke. So that's the goal. And with that, we also supported Lexi Dana Dupree's and his program that he has for Lakota language and culture. So we're good to hear him on the radio the other day, and we're happy to continue to support him in sharing our culture, our language with Oyate. So with that, my relatives, I thank you for having me on. It's an honor to be your chairman. And if you need anything, let us know. We're here to help you. So, Wopla Tanka, Chichaplo, Home, Dakiasin, Echitiwalo.